my party peeps. Hello, it's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today with project number 1 from Bargain Bead Box March 2023. So I'm super excited because it's kind of like a couple of projects rolled into one. So if you missed the plan was a little like abstract. But here's the idea. Okay, so here's the plan, which we'll look at more in depth. But so I got a lot of things going on my table right here, which you're going to see momentarily. So I have the board from Acclaimed Crafts. So shout out to Acclaimed Crafts. That's Lori and John. Thank you so much for providing this board. Well, actually, it was the other one they gave me for my birthday. But Jefferson ordered this one for me from them, and it's super awesome. So shout out to Acclaimed Crafts. We'll leave it a link to their website in the description if you want to get one of these boards. We are going to use it today because these parts, I don't know if I mentioned this in the video, but these parts of this necklace right here. So this is going to be long, and this is going to be little tails, and we're going to make these removable. So the purpose of that is that these are also bracelets. I don't know if I mentioned that when I was talking, that these are 2 bracelets that we're going to, in essence, create and attach on as part of the necklace. But if you wanted to remove them, you could also use them as 2 stackable bracelets so that it's all cohesive. So the reason I have so much stuff in front of me is because I'm going to use the bracelet board to create the bracelet design, because the design is I'm using a lot of beads in order to get the length, and there's like, I don't even know how many. We're going to take a look at it. It's like 4 or 5, I think. So we're going to need help with that. So that's good that we have this to help us create 2 identical bracelets. And then we will create the necklace as well. So let's jump on down to the mat and start designing. Hello, my party people. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff going on here. First of all, my computer thing needs to move, or my camera. It is the next day, FYI. This is my desk. It is the next day, and we are going to get started on this. It's Sunday right now. I'm in my pajamas. I have not brushed my hair. I'm just like, whatever. We got... No face for you right now. Moral of the story. So I just wanted to show this whole bit because I have sorted out the beads, and I just showed you this in fast forward. So I sorted out my beads like this. These are going to be the beads that we're going to use on the sides to make the 2 bracelets that will then connect on as the optional lariat piece. And I did this because I wanted the necklace to be cohesive. I wanted to have enough beads of each of the strands. This is my middle portion, and I didn't put any green in here because I have green here, and all this is going to be for the actual long part of the necklace. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we are going to create this part of the design on the bracelet board from Acclaimed Crafts so that we can make these 2 the same length and the same style. So let me put this somewhere else. Here we go. Let's zoom it on in and get this party started. Don't mind all that. That's for another day. It's for another project. So we're just going to focus. Scooch, scooch, scooch. Scooch, scooch. We're going to focus here. And I did add a portion to my board. So they have a 3 and a 4, but if you do both sides, that's going to give you 8 inches. If you do 3 inches, it's going to give you 6. If you do 3.5, it's going to give you 7 inches. That is not including the clasp. So now I'm just going to take these beads. We're going to create a design twice for our bracelet. So how do we want to do that? Let's start in the middle. And go from there. So the reason I'm doing it this way is because I do want these to look nice as bracelets when they're being worn as bracelets. You know what I mean? So, let's do this guy. And this is going to give us, I think, what we want. And we might not use all of these beads, but I think it's nice to have the option of what we're going to use, and then whatever we don't use, we'll just add back to the long part of the necklace. Okay. So, I think we can stop there. This is going to basically give us a little more than 6 inches, but then once we get the clasp on, which is going to be a lobster claw and probably just a jump ring, because I'm going to hang this little guy right here. Well, this little guy is going to act as a tassel. He's going to hang on a jump ring, but he's also going to act as the part of the bracelet that's like the focal. So these guys are going to go back to the drawing board. I'm now going to switch to the other side, and I'm just going to create this same pattern. Okay, now that I have them both created, now we're just going to string them up and get these ready to go. So I'm actually going to use, let's see, let's go, we got some green, let's go, well we have green, yeah, let's go green. I'm going to use Soft Flex beading wire medium. This is peridot color, and I'm going to use some crimp beads in size 2. I gotta find my crimp beads. I think they're over on the other table. Let me grab them. I have silver ones here, but obviously we have gold findings, so I gotta find the gold ones. 1 second. Okie dokie. So, let's string this up. Now, are we going to use any hardware for this? I think maybe we should. I'm going to grab out some gold horseshoes and a little bit of this Soft Flex beading wire. We don't need very much. And I'm going to start at the bottom. So I'm going to put on my crimp bead. And then I'm going to put on my wire guardian. Go back this away. And make sure everything is in there all right. And then I'm going to give it a crimp. One, 2. Alrighty. And now I'm going to thread this up. Probably there we go. And easy peasy. Oh boy. Danger. Alright, we still got it. We still got it. It's fine. Alrighty. So there she is, all strung up. And now I'm going to put on the other side. And on this side, I'm going to put the lobster clasp. And you could connect the lobster clasp with a jump ring if you want to, but since mine, oh, hold on, I'm knocking stuff over. But since mine is a swivel, I think I will just put it on. Oh, I gotta go through Wire Guardian, and then once I'm on there, I can go through the clasp, and now that will sit right on there. So we'll go back through here. And I don't want to make this too tight because, again, remember this is going to be a bracelet for most purposes. So I'm just going to make sure that I can make the bracelet shape. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over again. And I'm going to give it a crimp. And cut off the excess. So here we are, and then all I have to do is add my little drop to the end with this jump ring. Make sure it's nice and tight. And now I have a bracelet with a little drop on it. But also part of my necklace that when hanging on the necklace, it will connect on to this piece, which we will attach to the necklace. There we go. So it can hang down. So I'm going to create the other side. I'll be right back. Okie dokie, here we are with 2 strung up pieces of the necklace, but also bracelets, right? So you can have 2 to stack if you did not want to add them to the necklace. Super cute. With their little drops. Okay, so let's look at the sizing here. So we've got 6 3/4 inches. Basically, these would be the same, but that one's blocking it. So we got 6 3/4 inches, just about pretty much a 7-inch bracelet. Now, if you wanted to make a larger bracelet, a larger size, you would just go on to the 4 or add more length. You had these 4 additional beads you could have added for size. So just FYI on that. I think these will be fine for me because, as you know, I have a little teeny tiny wrist. Quite honestly, these will probably be too big for me, but it is what it is. So now we move on to the necklace portion. And I'm going to clear this off so we can get to that. So I'll be right back. Okay, so cleared the board, and now we're going to bring in our main necklace beads, and these are the ones from the bracelets that I didn't use, so I'm just going to put them back in their actual little places. Get that other gold guy out of here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to think about how we want the necklace to be. So since we're going to have these on the side of the necklace, because now we are working on this main portion. So these guys here are what hang on the side, right here, right? Now we're working on the main portion of the necklace, which is actually going to be longer than this. Is like obviously not drawn to scale, but that's what we're working on. So I kind of want to have these out here so I can look at the design that I've made with them as we are focusing on splitting up the beads. So right now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to split the beads in half after I decide what I want as the focal piece. So I think since this is kind of the pattern, as you will. Art Deco was very much symmetrical. It had a lot of crazy patterns, but they were always symmetrical. So I want to try to create this pattern, at least in the front of the beads. So to do that, I'm going to need one of these agates, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of those, 2 of the larger. Honestly, I can't remember if those are agates or not. I know those ones are. Anyways, not the point. 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of those, and 2 of these. Now, I actually have 3 of these beads left, and I think it's because, yeah, this one was chipped when I got it. It's got a big chunk missing out of it, so I've removed that. So I'm also going to remove this one, because clearly I want it to be symmetrical. So this is what I am left with. So this will be my focal part. I'm going to move that out of the way right now. And then we are going to split the rest of these just in half. So I got an extra pearl. Put that over there. So what this is going to do is it's going to show me what I actually have to work with before we get started just stringing it up for each side. If you guys have been around here for any amount of time, you know that I don't really like to count beads, so I just do this and then I go from there. Alright, so this is our sides. So what I think we should do is we should start with the middle and then we'll just go up the sides, stringing. Now this is going to be long, so I am going to work off the spool for right now. Again, using this peridot green color from Softlex. I'm going to start in the middle and work on one side, and then once I know where we're at with length, I can cut and then go and put on the other side. So as of right now, I'm just going to pull this out and work off the spool. So starting in the middle while working on the spool, which is kind of complex, honestly, I never do it. So if this is going to be the pattern that we're creating, that means the way that I'm working, I can't start in the middle. I have to start on the end. So I'm going to start on the end, and I'm just going to create this pattern here. Easy peasy. So now I'm here, put those guys on. This is going to be like the exact center focal of our necklace, so I want it to be a good one. And now we work out this side. This could be any pattern that you want it to be, or not a pattern at all. I mean, that's completely up to you. This one's a little wonky. Let's switch it out. Completely up to you, whatever you want to do. That one's also a little wonky. I just don't want the wonky ones in the front. The moral of the story. Alright, so now we should have this same pattern in the focal. I'm looking in the monitor to make sure that I am correct on that. Yeah. So now we're officially, this is the center of our focal of our necklace, and now we can take one side beads and kind of do how we would like. So I'm just going to scooch these all down to the end, still working on the spool of the wire here. And so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking color blocking, because we got a lot of pattern going on. So I'm thinking that we're going to color block with some of this. I wouldn't say all of it, but I'm going to say we want to create layers for a 3D effect, kind of. So I'm just picking out what I have going on here a little bit, so I know. And they did provide a lot of these green, emeraldy green pearls, they called them. So that's good, because they did have a lot of the bulk of the beads, like we could create a larger pattern, because they gave quite a large strand, so that was good. So here's what we're looking at. And coming out of this pattern, I think what I want to do to create some 3D effect, I'm going to go with black and then green. So black first. So I'm going to put on these agates. 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to throw in this one larger agate that we had here. And then I think I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this is how we're shaping up, which is what I want. So right here, I think I'm going to take 2 pearls, 1, and then this, you know what, no, I'm going to take a green guy, because we're tying it together, right? Green guy, there we go, back to black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I'll do 2, a green one, a pearl, and a green one. So opposite what we had down here, just flipped. It's looking pretty good. And one, 2, 3 left of the black. So I'm gonna do a pearl right there just because it's changing up our transition from black, and then I'm gonna start with the green. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I take it back. I take it back, I take it back. I'm not going to put a pearl right there. Instead, I'm just going to switch to green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to do pearl, and then this black crystal, pearl, and then finish up with the green. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty color blocked. I mean, as far as what we could do with all the different colors we used, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm just going to put on all the rest of these green beads. Whoa. Alright. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see the full effect. Alrighty, so this is our center. Our center actually starts right here. This is one side. It's quite long. That's what we wanted. I'm just trying to show you the color blocking along with the pattern. So I'm quite happy with how that turned out. So now that we know how much string we're gonna need, I'm gonna take this and I am going to finish this side so that then I can start working on the other side. And to do that, I am going to utilize this finding, and there's a little tiny hole in this finding. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that open to connect a jump ring to for the clasp. I'm going to connect onto this portion. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie on to that. Oh, I got to get some jump rings. Or, not jump rings. I got to get some crimp beads. Crimp beads, crimp beads. Okay. So I'm going to use 2 crimp beads. I'm going to go around this loop right here, and I want to be at the end. And I'm going to do both. I'm doing both just because, oh, come here you. I'm doing both just as a security measure. This is not super heavy, but it's long, and long always equals problems usually. I mean, not always, but like there's going to be gravity, people are going to be moving around, you're going to be bumping into tables if you're short like me, like it's the whole thing. So I want to make sure that we got this guy pretty well tightened up. So when I crimp on, I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough space that it's on the fat part of the oval, not the skinny part, because again I'm going to use that for connecting on to the toggle. But I do want it to be kind of tight with my first crimp here. Not super tight where it can't move, but a little bit tighter. So I'm going to crimp, boop, close that up. And I'm going to bring this one not right up next to it because I probably will put a bead cover on that. And you could do that first if you want. It's up to you. I'm just going to go boop. And crimp that guy. I'm not going to put bead covers on right this instant. I'm going to wait till the end. But I've got 2 crimps on there. 2 is better than 1, but less than 3, right? So there we go. Now I can pull this down and get this little guy into place here. There we go. And now I need to see how much of the wire I need before I cut. So I obviously want these to be the same size. This is the middle. So I'm just matching the beads up here to the pattern that we have, and then we are going to need say about this much, little extra for crimping, and we're done with that. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other side of my beads and I'm going to create the same pattern starting from right here all the way up with these beads. Alright, party peeps, here we are. Zoom in a little bit, trying to get the full effect. So I am looking for some jump rings, and I'm going to use some ovals to connect with. And I need another one of those swivel and lobster clasps. Let's see. Which is not those guys. Is it... Okay, where did they go? Hello? There they are. Okay, so I got that guy. So now, all we gotta do is take our jump ring and go through this little hole inside of this guy right here. And connect on our swivel and lobster clasp. And gotta put my bead covers on here. And then we need to have, are we going to do an extender? Those look big. I don't want big. I want 3mm. Here's 3mm. These are must be 4mm because they're different sizes. Do we want to do an extender on this necklace? I don't really want to do an extender. I want to do a larger jump ring, but a larger jump ring is not going to fit through the hole in this little finding that they've provided. So I am going to use this oval, and then I think I'll just attach on a stronger jump ring. There we go. Let's do like a bright gold. I'm just going to use one of these. These are the guys that we use to attach on the other drops. So I just feel like this is going to be better for us. Making sure it is on there. And then we have to go ahead and put on our bead cover. So I'm going to bead cover the second one. Bead cover. And take a look at that. Get gravity involved. We still got a little bit of slack, which I'm not in love with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I am going to take a look at putting, we still want it to be able to move. So I'm going to add the bead cover 1, 2, 3. 3 above this white pearl. 1, 2, 3. Take up a little bit of that slack. Not too much, but enough. Oh, probably should have had my little wire tucked in before I did that. One minute, having a thing here. Get in there. There we go. Okay, so here we are. Let me zoom you out. That's always the wrong way. I always put it the wrong way. So here we go. Once we have this on, we're going to connect right there. So we've got a long necklace. Let me give you the measurement. I think we said it's going to be about 30. Go all the way up to the clasp here. And we've got 18. So it actually is longer than 30. Right? It's 36, which is fine, because that's even better. And now how we're going to attach it on the bracelet. So this is the long necklace, and this is supposed to hang down. Now, when we connect on these bracelets, you could wear these as bracelets, as we discussed, or you can take them and clip them onto these little guys right here. Optional. I'm just going to make sure I got both of mine on the right side, which is the outside. So now, when you have this necklace, it appears, I'm just going to twist this up so you can get the full effect. It appears like this is a lariat necklace that has gone around your neck, and these are the little tassels that are hanging off. But in fact, you have not tied anything around your neck, because if you caught the beginning of this video, or maybe it was the plan video where I talked about my trauma of not wanting it tied around my neck, then you have the option to show these off and they will dangle down as you wear the necklace. Okay, so now let's say that you didn't want to do that. You would just unhook these and then you would have your bracelets, right? And you could have a matching set because they match the pattern that's down here. And that, in my personal opinion, is very cool because I love a convertible necklace. And since we made them, these guys here, 7 inches or a little more, to hang down, it's going to hang in a way where it's going to actually look like it's a lariat necklace. So there you go. Let me show you the design. See if we hit the mark, if we hit the nail on the head. Pretty much. So there you are. I kind of want to try it on for you, but I'm not wearing anything. That's fine. I'm going to hook up my other camera and I'll show you it on. Okay? I hope you guys are having a lovely, spectacular, amazing day. I'm just going to throw that little clip in at the end. If you do like these videos, please make sure that you're supporting my channel by doing a comment, like, subscribe. I got a new button now at the bottom. It's a thank you where you could send donations if you'd like to. Completely up to you. Just glad you're here watching and that you're enjoying these beading videos. I hope you all have a wonderful, spectacular, amazing day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Okay, so it's Sunday. Don't mind all this, but here is the necklace. And I'm going to try to knock over the shelf. Here's the necklace, right? And so I can actually just put this over my head. And so now you can see when I have the little tails on, it does actually look like a lariat necklace without actually being a lariat necklace. So I think, like, obviously I'm wearing a t-shirt, so not the best of situation. But if you had like a dress or something that you were wearing with this or whatever, then it could look like a lariat. Or even if you just wanted this little extra. If you want, you could throw them in the back, I guess. That's not really their intention. So you can do like that. Or you can go ahead and wear them as bracelets. I forgot to mention, if you don't mind wrapping it around your neck twice, which you can do, here's what it looks like wrapped around twice, like actually wrapping the whole necklace around your neck. And that actually looks really cool as well for a layering piece. So either way, if you're not scared or traumatized, you can do this. If you are, you could go the other way. Bye.